My name is Michael Deakin. I'm an Australian Filipino, born and raised in the Philippines, and migrated to Australia when I was 16 years old. My two brothers and I went to OB Montessori in Green Hills and in San Juan, and graduated grade school in the early 80s. Back then, the school did not look like what it does now. The tallest building was only 2 stories, and the basketball court was just a slab of cement. But we have a lot of fun memories in our time here. The class I enjoyed the most and learned from the most was agriculture. Getting dressed in the old green t-shirt and walking to the empty lots in the villages next to the school with our plows, hats, gloves, just to plant pet chai, and learning how to raise quails in the back of the classrooms. This class taught me skills and gave me appreciation for hard work and dedication that has served me all my life. I learned that if you do not put the hard work and do not look after your products, it will simply die. The same can be said about in the business world. Our school, OB Montessori, is an example of a successful, purpose, mission-driven institution. To hit 50 years is utterly amazing, and the credit really belongs to its owners and its team members. I am an accidental entrepreneur. I did not look for or have any ambitions to run my own company. When I finished school in Australia at 18 years old, I went straight into the workforce and joined the hospitality industry. That is a sexy way of saying I was a dishwasher, a waiter, bouncer, bartender, but I loved the hotel and resort lifestyle and quickly moved up the ranks into management. In Australia, I managed bars and restaurants, hotels from Perth to the deep outback to the islands on the Great Barrier Reef. These were utterly amazing and stunning properties. I moved back to the Philippines at 27 years old to manage golf and country clubs and yacht clubs as general manager. I did this to enhance my career options and build a solid resume, as well as life experience that now spanned 2 countries. Things were going great, and I was living the lifestyle that I always dreamed of. Beautiful places, and people having fun in the sun, and in addition, earning an incredibly good living. I had reached a point in my career where I had mastered the art of service excellence and developed an eye for the highest standards in luxury and details that would enable me to work anywhere in the world, in any hotel or resort I wanted to, and I was only 29 years old. While working in Manila, I met and fell in love with my wife, Monica, and we eventually had 3 children, all of whom at one point or the other had studied in the Montessori system. I proposed marriage to Monica on my 30th birthday and spent all my savings buying the engagement ring. I had promised her a lifestyle of traveling the world and living and working in the best resorts and hotels, and thankfully, she agreed. However, her father requested for 1-year engagement. I agreed because I needed to save the money for the wedding and honeymoon anyway. At this point, I had accepted an offer from a board member of the Manila Yacht Club, one of the clubs I was managing at the time. He asked me to run this small ambulance company he had just purchased and to see if I could turn it around. If I couldn't turn it around, then he asked me to help him close it down after 1 year. The timing couldn't have been perfect. A 1-year contract will bring me to my wedding day, and then I can take off with my wife and start our hospitality adventure around the world. It turned out that Lifeline Arrows, the company that had 6 ambulances and 20,000 members, was founded by a group of 100 doctors in 1995. But it quickly ran into financial trouble. No one could figure out why. They were selling membership into a rescue service with the promise of responding to an emergency within 30 minutes. It was a great idea and such a needed service. But 3 years into their venture, they sold most of their company to a pre-need industry giant, who in turn sold it to my boss, who was the largest logistics company in the Philippines. On paper, this company looked great. The idea was good, the services were needed, the experts were in place, and now they had access to all the money that they needed to make this work. So why was it in such financial trouble? With 80% bad debt and the product, the membership, was not selling. And how can a hotelier do anything about it? In the back of my mind, I just kept telling myself, all you need to do is last 12 months. Then get married and get out. It's not your industry or career choice anyway. In fact, the first thing I did as the new president was to terminate all of the executives in the company in preparation for its eventual closure. The 2 biggest issues I saw when I joined Lifeline was the attitude towards money and the locations of the ambulances. I was just a hotel guy, but I could not understand why anybody would discuss money during an emergency. To me, it was an unbelievably bad taste. We would receive an emergency call from a non-member who was having chest pains or difficulty in breathing. and our dispatch would be asking how they intended to pay for the ambulance service. This went against everything I believed in and practiced as a hotelier. When you came into my hotel or restaurant and you asked for a steak, a bottle of wine, or a room for the night, we gave it to you. We did not ask you for money up front before you had your meal or even before you slept in our beds. The prices are listed down on the menu and registration card. If we did our jobs well, there should be no reason for you not to pay for the services we just provided you. This is the base and spirit of hospitality. So I made a rule to only advise the callers that there are fees, but to respond immediately to any of the requests for an ambulance. Do not accept money on the day of the service, simply just send them the bill a few days after the emergency. This was applying the hospitality mindset into the medical industry. Everybody thought I was crazy and we would be shut down and bankrupt in a month. My response to them was, the company is bankrupt now, so what do we have to lose? If we really believe in our service and performed it well, then I believe that people will pay us. At this time, all the 6 ambulances were stationed in hospitals. This made no sense at all, because emergencies did not start at hospitals. That is the end point for the ambulance and not the beginning. So I simply moved the ambulances to where the accidents happen, in the villages, schools, malls, and the highways. The model I used to justify this action was the pizza delivery system. You do not call a pizza restaurant in Quezon City to deliver a pizza in Alabang. You call a central number who then assigns the nearest restaurant to deliver it to your address. That way you get your pizza at the fastest possible time, hot and fresh. So if they can do it, why can't we do it with our ambulances? So using my experiences as a hotelier, I applied and combined the restaurant service and billing systems with the efficiency of a pizza delivery business to the medical industry, and it worked. 95% of the people we serviced paid their bills on time and were grateful for the service we provided. With only these 2 fundamental changes of money and location being resolved, Lifeline started its slow climb out of trouble and also started my passion for saving lives. To enable us to save more people, I stopped selling individual memberships and went after bulk members, like coverage zones, safety zones, etc. We covered highways and schools and malls, covering everyone inside these zones. Rich or poor, it did not matter. Covering everyone and saving as many people as possible became our motto. Service first and the money will follow was the other. Unfortunately, in 2005, the pre-need industry collapsed and many companies closed. Lifeline's holding company was one of them. Lifeline now faced immediate closure due to no fault of its own, but due to the sins of the father company. Everything was about to disappear. This is when my wife and I decided to do a management buyout and take all the risk and debt on our own. This was the hardest decision of my life, and we did not have the money or savings to do this. We did this only because every single day we were making a difference and saving someone's life. If we allowed the company to stop operations, then people would get hurt or die. These were members and people I had promised to serve. This became a matter of integrity, responsibility, and duty of care. They say that to be successful in business, you must give your clients what they want, or to create a want that your clients may need. You must spend time with them and nurture and build relationships with your clients, in the hope of getting repeat business. By doing so, you will become successful. In Lifeline, we have chosen a different path. Our industry is in medical emergency services, or EMS. Our products are ambulances and first responders. Our customers do not want to call us, nor do our customers want to use our services. Neither we nor our clients want to spend time with each other. So much so that we measure our interaction in minutes and in seconds. At Lifeline, we physically grab our customers, tie them up, strap them down. We poke them, prod them, stab them, jab them, oxygenate, bandage, wrap them, defibrillate, and electrocute them. And if they complain, we will sedate them and knock them out completely. Our type of customer service has resulted in 5 million members being covered for free, emergency quick response, saving up to 350,000 lives over the last 25 years. In a world where 50% of businesses will fail in the first 5 years, and another 40% will fail within 10 years, to make it this far puts Lifeline in the top 10% of corporations that have made it over 20 years. What the business statistics will not tell you is what it takes to reach these milestones. The years of hard work, sweat, dedication, sacrifice, tears and fears you need to go through in order to follow your passion and dreams and to make them a reality. All of this with no guarantee of success. And this is how we did it in Lifeline. In the next edition, you'll get the experience of how Lifeline saves lives.